Hi. Hello, everyone. I know you may not be here yet, but I'm here. So I'm checking sound right now. So if you come into the room and you hear me asking you this question, let me know with like a thumbs up. Type something in the chat. I'm just watching you right over here. I have got all my stuff set up and I'm really excited to paint with you today. So thank you for coming and being here. I really appreciate you. I am glad we could get this worked out. So I think I have enough light here and I have all my materials. I actually brought my water pen today, which I really haven't been using much of lately. This is a brush pen and it's a synthetic bristles and it has a little reservoir for water. So it's really nice if you want to take this out nature journaling this spring. I really hope that we can be outside with the way things are going right now. That may or may not happen. We'll just have to see. So if you do come in, let me know, type something in the chat so that I see that you're here. And we will begin this whole lesson in about 5 minutes. In about 9 minutes, we're going to start everything because I said 3 o'clock. So I've got my palette with all my colors. Here's what I've got right now. I have my daughter's palette that I actually need to put paint in. She's been going a little crazy, which is a good thing. So I do have a bit of magenta left, and I've got a lot of phthalo blue, and I've got a lot of this Viridian and a bit of burnt sienna. So I'll be good today since we're just doing demoing. And I hope that you have your paints set up. I hope you have your water set up and your brushes. And then I will be doing some demonstrating after we do a little bit of painting together. The other thing I wanted to show you. Hey, Marlon. I think you're Marlon. Thanks for coming in. Oh, awesome. Thanks you guys for joining me. Hi. So I just came on early, so we'll just chat for a little bit. Maybe we can all just take a few breaths. How have you been today? Has it been crazy? Have you been socially isolating? Social distancing? Kind of crazy times we live in right now. Who would have thought? Okay, so I have my water. I also have some of these paints here. I'll show you real quick. These are my printer primaries. I've got my Hansa Yellow Light, my Magenta, and my Phthalo. And if any of you guys did the hashtag Fesole February challenge on Instagram, we use these a lot. I talked about these a lot. And I have a bit of magenta left in my mixing palette here too. So that's what I've got rocking right now. And I have paper, and this is just regular, I think it's called cartridge paper. It's a lot like cardstock. So if you don't have watercolor paper or you want something a little heftier than drawing paper, it's going to take on the color a little bit better. This is pretty cheap, and it comes in a pack. I got it online, and it's great for watercolor. So I wanted to show you real quick. Across the room, I have a different specimen taped up on a piece of paper. This is totally optional. You don't have to put your specimen on a paper like this, but it does make it a lot easier if you're a beginner because you can start measuring the object according to the size of your paper. So you can see here that these two pieces of paper, they're the same size because this came in the roll. So when you've set this up, hopefully about 6 feet away, just because you don't want to see, I hope the mic doesn't pick up all the scratching. Am I sounding good? Are we good on sound over here, Marlon? Where's the coffee? Hey, Spencer. I know, I'm just having water right now to be safe. I can't go too fast for you. This will be helpful, but it's totally not necessary. But it's great for measuring, great for seeing the proportions, as this is on this paper and it's the same size as your working area on your piece of paper. So I thought I'd show you that real quick, but mine later that I'll be actually drawing from is, if I can turn this real quick, right up here. So that's how I have my specimen clipped up to my board. And so it's far enough away that I'm not seeing a ton of detail. Oh, I'm not seeing a ton of detail, which is good. You don't want to get too wrapped up in the details. So how are we looking? Good, guys? Pretty good? Hey, Heather. Good to see you. Hi. Scrambling for supplies. That's okay. We've got a little bit of time. I decided to come on early just in case there were tech issues. We have 4 minutes, so get what you need and get settled. I was just telling everyone before, hey, and I may not know everyone's name here in the chat, even if we've talked on Instagram, because your names are a little bit different. So hi, MC. I'm sure we've chatted. I'm sure I know your name. I was just telling everyone before most people came in that I've got all my areas set up, and I was explaining my colors a little bit. This is a printer primary, and it's Hansa Yellow Light, Magenta, and Cyan, and you can pretty much mix any color from these three because this is what your printer uses to print colors. So I'll be working from this. I'll also be working from my split primary here. And if that wasn't already overkill, I have more paint in here, and I'll be using this palette to mix on to be my mixing space. But we are just going to start super simple. Hi, my mother-in-law is here. Nice to see you, Yvonne. Thanks for coming in. This is really fun. Okay, satisfied by love. Yay, I'm glad you made it too. So I can see anytime I'm looking in this direction, I'm watching the chat. So if I don't see your comment, I'll be looking up every couple of minutes to check on things. And if there's any fun discussions, I'll get to see them. Please do at any point ask your questions right there in the chat. Ask any questions, and then we'll do a little bit of Q&A at the end. Let's see, I don't have, oh, okay, I do have my time up on the screen. So about 10 minutes from, okay, so we got on, we're starting at 3, and I want to wrap up by 3:30. So let's say 3:20, 3:25, I'll start answering some questions that you have. Hi, Arav. Hi, Avinanda. Thanks for coming. This is so fun. I hope you have all your stuff. You have a couple more minutes before we get into everything, because I want to give you a little pep talk. Everybody who's in the room, parents and students, the pep talk will be for you. So I am so thankful for some sunshine. It literally, the sun did not come out until about 15 minutes ago. It's been overcast. And if you saw my stories on Instagram from about 2 hours ago, it was just totally windy and you couldn't even hear what I was saying in my video. So I'm thankful for some sun. Hi, Citrus, Ag Citrus Studios. Katie, hey friend. Thanks for coming. You guys, Katie's awesome. She's helped me a lot with making the video drawing course. She's helped me with figuring out some organ. I'm excited about it. Hey, she is the best, Heather. Well, I mean, you're the best too. And Gretchen's the best. Hi, Gretchen. Hey, everyone. Hey, Chip and Susie. Nice to see you. This is so fun. How are you guys doing with your social distancing? Maybe not so well because we're all here. This is a fun half hour that we get to spend doing some painting. It is 3 o'clock on the button here, my time. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. This is really fun. I hope that you get to learn something today. If I'm looking over here, that's my little teleprompter handwritten notes on what we're going to go over today. If I'm looking over here, I'm looking at questions. I'm thankful for technology too. This is amazing. You can thank my husband because things that I touch don't go well with technology. And it's usually just one tiny little overlooked thing that I don't even know what it is. And he sees it right away because he's in web development. So he knows about all this stuff. Oh, okay. Hello. All right. So inappropriate comments will be deleted. Just so everyone knows. Let's keep it real up in here, people. Let's keep it relaxed. So let's just start with, I want you to forget about the negative things that are going on inside your head right now, any fears, any anxieties, and any worries from your day. If I sit down to paint or draw and I'm anxious about something, stressed out, and if I'm stressed out about what I'm about to do, it doesn't usually go very well. So let's take a few breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. What we're about to do on our paper is completely up to you. I see the blank page as an opportunity. When I look at a blank page of paper, I used to kind of be fearful of that because it seems overwhelming. But if we can just shift our thinking to thinking about it in a way that you're about to just be able to do anything you want. And I'm going to give you some suggestions, but I don't want you to feel chained down by what I'm doing on my paper. If you hear me say something and it sparks an idea in your mind, I want you to run with it and go with it. But I thought we could start with some warm-ups. I know that you might be around the table with some of your siblings too. So I want you to try to just look at your own work, just look at your own paper, because this is about your own personal journey. This is not about comparing yourself to another person, even comparing yourself to what I'm doing here. Also, I might be doing things left-handed here, not to give me any kind of handicap, but I think it will give you better visibility. We'll see. You guys let me know, which if I'm blocking you, someone talk about it in the chat. Hi, Julie. And, oh, I'm blanking on your kids' names. I'm sorry, Charlie. And I don't know who else because you have two other boys. Hi, everyone. Okay. Well, I'll be sure and pause. Hello, Rosie. Hi, Sherry. Hey, South Dakota. Yay, we're coming together from all across the country. So, okay, what we're going to do first, this is going to feel a little weird, but I have been working at a computer a lot this week, and you might have been doing that too. So I want us to just kind of open up our shoulders and just kind of stretch out, shake your arms out a little bit. Sorry if you're sitting down. You're going to have to stand up maybe for a second. I want you to take your draw from our shoulders, and I think that'll give you a better visual. So I'll be doing this. We want to keep these drawing muscles really loose. So stretching out your hands, actually, like you can carry shoulder tension all the way and be bound up all the way into your hand muscles. So start to, I guess I should be doing this. Spread your fingers out, wiggle them a little bit, do one of these, reach up above your head. We're just kind of, drawing is a physical activity too. We don't always think of it as that because you might be just using your fingers to draw. But today we're going to try to work on some shoulder drawing. Okay. I don't know if you have a pencil with you. If you do, go ahead and mark your paper into 4 little quadrants. And so we're going to do something, we're going to practice here, 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 and here. I think it's coming backwards to you. So do whichever one first you want to fill in first. It really doesn't matter. Hey, everyone. Hey. Pasadena people up in here. Welcome. Okay, we were just stretching out a little bit. We were just breathing and forgetting about anything that was making us anxious today so that we could totally focus on drawing. And 10 minutes out, we'll be doing some question and answers at the end. So if you want to put a little question in the chat, I will make sure and scroll through those as we wrap up, and I can answer some of those things. Okay, so we've got some quadrants. I want you to take, hopefully you have your water and your paint set up. I'm going to try to use a color that comes up really bold. So I'm going to go into my phthalo blue here. I don't know if you're coming with fresh tube paints or if you have stuff that's dried in a palette. Stuff that's dried in a palette can take a minute to reawaken with some water. So don't feel like you're behind in these two. If you're feeling like you're really behind with what I'm doing, just jump into the next thing that I'm doing live here, and it's going to be okay. Also, too, hopefully I can put this on replay and you can watch it later if you need to. Okay, so I want you to put your full brush with paint, whatever paint color you would like. I've got blue. You do what you want. We're going to move our arm around in circles, and I'll do it facing you. I'm just going to make this circular motion. We're going to be practicing doing big movements, even though the natural specimen that you brought may not be big. This is how we're going to loosen up our bodies. Okay, now I want you to go over to your paper, and I want you to just make a circle with that arm motion. Just carry it over. And you might have your paper on the table. You probably do. I like to work upright, and it's easier for the camera to see. So I've been practicing drawing a long time. If it was my first time drawing, I might not be able to get this perfect proportioned circle. I might not get it centered where I want it. That's okay. You're just practicing. I'm going to try my left hand here. And I wanted to show you, I want you to hold your brush about right here. Here's the crimp of the brush. It's where the, actually, I don't know if you can see that. There might not be enough light. Crimp of the brush is where the bristles get crimped into place. So I want you to have your fingers back here behind the crimp. And I want you to try to not rest your palm on the paper. That will give you better strokes, actually, because the movement will be coming from your shoulder. So now we're just going to practice some consistent lines across. Let's go into your new quadrant, whichever one you want to fill up next. So I'm going to be working in this one right here. Fill your brush with paint. Let's do some vertical. Consistent lines means the line is the same width throughout. So as I go down, not great. Not great in a consistent kind of way, but that's okay. I'm going to go down and then up, and then up to down. We're really just trying to learn how to control our brush. So you wouldn't send a man out to battle in a war if he didn't know how to use his weapon. So what we're doing right now is just learning how to use our weapon, and it takes some practice. So with your next stroke, Why don't you try more of the same? I'm going to try with my left hand and see if that goes better. You can even try practicing in the air. Get the line in your mind that you want to go down. Think of what type of pressure you want to put on the page. If you want to make a thick line, you're going to press more into the page. So if you want to create a thin line, you're going to be really delicate and just lightly, gently drag your brush with only the tip on the paper like this. I'll try a thin line right now. So I'm going up. Try to make the beginning of your stroke nice and graceful, and you can pull it up again nice and gracefully, and you can come to a point there at the end too. I hope you have enough room on your paper, enough elbow space at your table. Okay, let's try doing a smaller circle in your bigger circle. And if your circle didn't end up being very big, then try to do a larger circle if you did a smaller one. Same idea. I'm just going to practice that motion that I want to make, and then just approach the paper and just do a nice, swift, gentle, graceful line. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, Simone. Okay. Now, something I like to do with students that I have in workshops and live, so now you're a part of that crowd since we're talking here live, is that I like to do little figure eights. So what you're going to do is, if you've made an 8 like this, you can either make a vertical 8 like that, or you can do horizontal motion like this in a figure 8. I want you to basically pretend like your paintbrush, the tip of your brush, is the bottom of an ice skater's skate, and you're just skating your brush along. You don't want to rest your palm on the page here. You want to have that free. And also, if you don't feel like you have enough control and you have enough room at your paper, you can even hold your other arm underneath to try to steady this hand if you can't quite get your pinky to the page. Plus, if we're doing figure eights, the pinky sometimes gets in the way and gets smeared through the paint. So if I can show you right here, I'm going to do a figure 8. And you just want to allow the bristles to be pulled by the stick of the brush. You always want to be going, your bristles will follow this end stick of your brush. So you don't want to be pushing your bristles this way on the page. You always want to be pulling them behind. So put some movement into your wrist too. You are free to do that. Checking my time here. Okay. Now you can do a couple of these. You can try, so this one already turned out better than my first one. Try pressing more down into the page too. And with this one, I'm even adding a little twist. I'm rolling my fingers a little bit as I do that, and that helps the bristles to kind of not splay out here at the edge like that. If you can see that. I think you can see pretty well here. Okay, something else I like to do is an ellipse. I have space down here. If you don't, move on to the next quadrant of your page. And an ellipse is like a circle that's been squished. It's kind of like a football. If you notice here, actually, I can show you with my cup. It's this shape of the cup. You see the back of the cup because the cup is lower than your eye, and you see the front of the cup, and it's a squished shape of a circle. So to do that shape on your page, all you do the same thing. I want you to just get that muscle memory in your shoulder, really see it in your mind, try it in the air, and then place it on your paper. And it's okay if your endpoints don't match up perfectly. Hi, Samantha. Nice to see you in here. Hope you're having a lovely afternoon. Okay. I don't know why I keep washing my brush out. I don't need to because I keep going back into blue. Actually, though, while I am thinking about it, I'm going into my phthalo blue. I'm going to put some here. If you want to keep working in one color, that's okay. Maybe you've been exploring your palette a little bit and have mixed some things already, and that's fine. I'm going to show you what cyan and my Hansa yellow light look like together. And then the fourth thing that we draw together will be that color. I'm going to have to switch positions because my feet are falling asleep. So okay. So I don't know if you notice here, but maybe you'll be able to tell here. We're going to do some diagonal lines. With these diagonal lines, I want you to go as thin as possible. So try to use the very tip of your brush again. And we'll start here and we'll go here. And we will just try to space them out nice and evenly all the way across this box. So this made a really nice green. I think it's starting to show up here. It's a really vibrant and bright green. Okay. Before my feet fall asleep, I'm going to grab something else to sit on here. Okay. How did that go for everyone? I hope I wasn't moving too fast. That's the only thing I can't tell with these virtual sessions is how you're doing. Hi, Mariana. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions. I'm seeing that there's a lot of people in here. Thank you for coming. Okay. On this one, let's practice some prints. Now, a lot of the time, I really like to start with lines because a lot of the time I'm working with young kids and they want to move their brush around. They're really excited about moving their brush around and it kind of gets you thinking and going. But now let's exercise a little bit more control. And what we're going to do is we're going to press the brush into the page and it will stop the brush on its side and then we'll just pull it up again. Now, if I can show you, I will show you with an extra piece of paper here from the side because I think that's helpful. If this is your paper from the side, you're going to take your brush and you are going to, making sure it's showing you, lay your brush down and pick up. You just lay the brush completely on its side and you pick up, and you should get a little mark like that. Some brush drawing books and resources call it an ovate shape. I like to call it a teardrop because it's a teardrop to me. Maybe it's like a snowshoe shape or something. So we can do it that way, to where I had the stick of the brush leading down. Now I have the stick of the brush going up, but I can do the same action and it reverses the shape of it like that. So I want you to practice these in all directions, wherever you have space on your page. So I have some space up here, so I'll practice one like that. Now I can go to the right side and lift up. And I can do one on the left, although it's a little awkward for me here at my easel with the angle. So I'll try to do one with my left hand. And I really like to hold my brush at kind of a steep angle like that. Sometimes with some brushes, if you just try to make the brush lay down from a 90-degree angle, if your bristles are too bouncy and too thick, and sometimes it's more like the synthetic fibers, they tend to kind of fan out really fast on the sides when you press it down, and it can make kind of the shape it makes is more like that and less like this with a nice little point. This might take you some time though if you're just beginning in brush drawing. So what we've done here is just some beginning exercises in brush drawing. And we are at 3:22. So let's go to our second piece of paper if you have it. And if you have your natural specimen with you, I want to give you some time to observe it. And what I'll ask you to do is first of all, let's just use one color, especially if you're just starting out. If you've brush drawn before, totally take the opportunity to mix some colors, look at the shadows, look at the different colors in your flower or your piece of grass, whatever it is. And if you don't have a natural specimen here today, that's okay too. Think of something in your memory like a dandelion or your favorite flower from springtime, maybe that you've seen recently on a walk or something, and have that in your mind. And so I'm going to ask you some questions about your specimen. As I look at my specimen here, I first want to notice what about my specimen is my eye drawn to first. It could be a shape. It could be the main line of the object. For example, I've got my milkweed here. Now, when I first look at this milkweed, I of course see this enormous shape. And if it were pinned to my paper, there we go. If it's pinned to my paper like that, this is the darkest, most prominent shape to me. So I'll note that in my mind. And then I want to trace, how is that shape of the milkweed connected to the stem? What is the angle of that part of the stem? If I were to take a straight edge like my hand against it, only part of that stem is that angle. And then this part turns into a different angle. So I have this angle and then I have this angle. And where does it meet here? Where is there another intersection of a little branch off and the larger stem? And what angle is that at? How many of these main shapes do I see? I see this one, and I see this one. And then I notice that this shape comes off with a really pleasant curve right here. and then another pleasant curve that's a bit shorter. So take 2 minutes to observe your object, and I'm not going to talk, so it'll be maybe slightly awkward, but I want to give you time, if you have a natural specimen, to look at it and to notice angles, if there's curves, and what are the main shapes before you put anything on your paper. So go ahead and do that now. Oh, how do I get such a nice point on my brush? Yours gets all flat. Mine is a round brush. It is, I believe, half natural fiber, half synthetic fiber. So the fibers are a little more flowy and less, like if you look, I think that's a bad example because this one's pretty soft too, but stiffer bristles usually mean it's synthetic fiber. So I guess I could show you with this one, which is synthetic fiber. Super springy, not a lot of give on it, and it springs back super fast. And with a round brush, the way that it's put in the ferrule of the brush and comes out at the tip, it's all the way the brush is designed. So you may have a different type of brush. Does it have roughly that same shape in the bristles, or do you have a flat head, which is like a really flat at the top? Yeah, good. Thanks, Heather. I'm so glad. I agree. Sometimes just sitting down to paint is relaxing because it takes you a moment to get into the visual thinking instead of thinking in words. Okay. If you have those shapes in your mind from your natural object, I now want you to, again, blank page, opportunity. Not that scary because this is just a piece of paper. This is not supposed to be a masterpiece. This is your practice. Basically, all drawing is practice. I don't feel like I've arrived with drawing. So it says round natural. Possibly not very tapered. Yeah, and there's so many brushes out there, so many brands. I haven't even tried them all. So this is a silver black velvet, which I really like. I also like the Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. Like a size 8 is good. 6, 8, 10. 10's getting a little big, so they're a little bit more expensive if you have more kids you're trying to outfit with materials. Your specimen is a rock. Well, that's okay. With your rock, then, I love painting too, Susie. Okay, with your rock, I want you to notice where the light is hitting on your rock, because a rock is made up of different angles of surfaces. So each little side of the rock, unless it's a really smooth rock, try to squint then and try to get it in the light to where there is shadow parts on it and there's a definite light part on it. Choose one color from your paint box to represent the dark shapes and shadows, and then choose one that's like a lighter color to represent the light areas. For example, if let's see. Okay, I'm not finding anything in my general region here that's got some sides to it like your rock, but if I could just maybe do a little bit from memory, maybe. So let's say that this was my dark area. It might look like that. And then if you notice a spot of like a light area right here, oops. Try to think more in shapes, general shapes. Don't look too much at the details. Don't look at the surface spotting. Look more at the color and the value of it. So I'm trying to make like a light yellow here. So it might have a light area like that on part of the rock. I guess I haven't looked at many rocks lately because nothing's coming out of here with drawing a rock. John Ruskin would be ashamed, I tell you. I think in his main drawing book, the first thing that you draw is a rock. I'd fail that class. Okay, with moss. I wouldn't get a magnifying glass, no. I would try to look at it broadly at first. So my best strategy for that is putting it at least 6 feet away. If it's moss, though, you probably have a small amount of it, so maybe just 3 feet away. Just enough to get you looking at, okay, what if you're going for maybe rendering the color, like it has a really nice green that you want to capture, choose one shade of green that is making a really prominent shape on the moss, and then copy that shape in that green color. And color is funny. It's really difficult. So it just takes a lot of practice trying to mix those greens and blues and other colors just right. I'm too funny. Thanks. Tree bark, any tips? Well, here's a tip that I can give you for anything that you're looking at. The best piece of advice that I got as an artist was, I think it was W.G. Collingwood and John Ruskin. They both say it. W.G. Collingwood is a student of Ruskin, and Ruskin was one of the greatest art critics and draftsmen from the 19th century. When you're looking at any object, think of it as a map. It's a color map. If we're going to go with this milkweed again, and I'm going to try to just put it up here again. When you're trying to capture something in a lifelike way, light is hitting this object, and different wavelengths of light are coming back into your eye, and that's what makes the different colors of objects that we see in our everyday life, whatever it is. The color coming back to your eyes, if in theory, if you were to mix that color that you see and in that exact shape and put it on your page, and you spent a few minutes doing that with all of the parts of the object that you're looking at on your page, you would have a realistic drawing or painting, because you are just rendering the shape of the light in all of those areas makes this color map on my page. And that's what all painting and drawing is. You are looking in shapes. You are looking at where those different color shapes are in relation to one another. So very broadly here, I see that there is a pretty prominent little shadow right here on this milkweed. It's roughly about the same color as this part of this little milkweed pod over here. Now, this area is like a nice, on my computer screen, so probably to you, it looks blue. It's like a light blue, and it's this odd, like ovate shape. I see that same color over here, but only until it reaches about here. Then the color goes back to about that. So I would spend a few minutes looking at this milkweed and thinking, if I were to only paint this in 3 colors, I would choose that light blue color, and then I'd choose a dark ochre yellow color for this, and then I'd choose like these shadow colors. And then depending on how much water I added to or took from that, it would give me a whole range of values too. So that's a whole other topic. But suffice it to say, really all painting is making a color map. So if you can color match, and if you can see shapes correctly and proportions correctly, which just takes a lot of practice, then you can make whatever you want. Whether it's an object in your home, a spray bottle, a light, a lampshade, a clipboard. I'm just naming random things in my room now. Bookshelf, landscape, insect, bird, whatever it is, you're making a color map on your paper. So what I like to do with students is to emphasize the importance and the skill that you're building when you are correctly seeing something. So with that said, I think I've gone over time. I really would like to respect your time. So we are at the point, and by the way, I'm coming back same time tomorrow. So maybe if you could just let me know in the comments too, or you could send me a direct message on Instagram, something that you really wished I would have gone over today and I didn't. Let's put it off until tomorrow and I'll think about it more and have better answers for you. Also, I was just kind of worried about tech not working out today. So I think I was a little bit stressed out in the beginning, but all that to say, hi, Danae. Okay. Okay, I looked at the tree bark one. So I'm going to go through these comments too and see if I'm sure there are some that I missed here. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about an exciting opportunity for you. If you would like to learn how to draw, and if you like the way that I teach, and you want to learn more from me, I have now published my video drawing course early. So surprise, surprise, that's the big announcement, is that my drawing course is ready for you to purchase. I will put, let me see if I can put the link right here in the chat, you guys. There we go. So it's hosted on my website right now. We got it up and running last night. And I have, yay, yes, meet me again tomorrow and we'll do this again. But we have the drawing course ready for you. And you can thank my husband because he's been so helpful in this process of creating this video course. I knew nothing about video and editing and sound and all that before this process. So it's been a learning curve for me. And hopefully it will be something that blesses you and your homeschool and your family. And yay, I know, I'm so excited. I am so excited. We worked really hard on it. The beta testers love it. I've heard really nothing but good things about it and about how people just can't wait to start using it. So it is there for you. And it is at an introductory price of $39.95 right now. The original price is $50. So if you buy between now and May 1st, you will get it at the discounted rate. And then when it goes on the market in May for full price of $50, there will be some extra things that go with that bundle to just be more of a multimedia package for you. So, but it's great as is. Any of the supplies that I talk about in the videos, you can find all of them on my website. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to write a note to add the supplies list to the page on my website that hosts the course. So it'll be easier for you to find there. If you don't find it there, look on my resources page. There is a category about brush drawing, a category about charcoal drawing, and then I think just a miscellaneous one. So pretty much everything that I mention in the video course is linked somehow on my website right now. So you are so welcome. Yes, Gretchen, thank you for helping me with everything that you've helped me with. And Danae and Mariana. Yay, I know. Hi, Betsy. How are you guys over there? Oh, I love my Omaha friends that have joined me on chat here. Yay! So feel free to gift it to a friend too. There's a nice little option in my Gumroad account, I think, when you check out, is that you could decide to gift it to a friend. I just really wanted you guys to be able to have it, and it's here and it's ready for you. So yes, you're so welcome. Hi, Angela. Thanks for coming today. You're welcome. All right. So, okay, there are some questions coming in. Avinanda asks, please teach us, how did you learn to observe the specimen before putting it on paper? You really struggle. Okay. First of all, I think you and I had talked about putting it just a little further away too, to look at it more in a broad type of way. That takes some getting used to. Especially, I think, with young children, what they really observe is details, things that stick out to them as being specific to the thing. And you know what, Rupert, it's an article that you can find on my website, and you might know T.G. Rupert from the Parents Review articles, or he's heavily quoted in Volume 5 of Charlotte Mason. He noticed in all of his teaching of drawing experience that children aren't being not observant when they see and they emphasize the details of objects that they're painting, because that's the thing that is setting it apart from all of their previous knowledge of things that they've seen or drawn in the past. So I would say, especially with a really young student, if you're not getting super accurate drawings that are like, that don't look exactly like a milkweed, that's okay. There's still a ton of observation taking place if they are truly trying to narrate and tell you back what they notice. Think of in narration with literature. Young children often, when they're narrating back, they just give you the really main highlights or the things that really stood out to them that are different from other stories or tales in history that they've heard of. So drawing is a little bit like that, because drawing itself is narration. It's just narration in a visual way. Whatever the student is noticing and seeing is that which he then tells back on your page. So I wouldn't say that there isn't evidence of observation when you're not getting a super your question was, when you're not getting a super accurate drawing that is showing a lot of observation. It could be a lot of observation for them because they're a unique person that is seeing the world differently than you are, and they're only able to remember so many of those things and tell back about it. Oh, yay! I'm so glad. What a lovely doodle session. We are definitely buying your brush drawing course. Thanks for this lovely video. You're so welcome, Jennifer. Thank you for saying that. You guys are all so encouraging. I appreciate every single one of you. And I am saying that honestly. If you are here right now, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. You are super special to me, and I really appreciate you. Yay! Hi, Luca. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Come back, same time, 3 o'clock. And I'll probably demo some things that we can do with charcoal too. If you don't have charcoal at home, that's okay. Get a crayon, get an oil pastel, or a piece of chalk on a little chalkboard. That would work too. I wanted to just show you some things that we can do with short media, because brush drawing is awesome and it's great, but it's not the only way to learn drawing. It's only one technique. So since I really like to emphasize that drawing is all about seeing, I want you to use a variety of medium and to get your sight muscles working and your drawing muscles working in different ways. So I paint snow very well. Thanks. Have I shown you my snow before? Maybe you're talking about an Instagram post, or are you talking about this? Let me know. Tall Kenjit. Hey, Amy. Okay. I'm just going to peruse for questions. I know. Isn't it funny when you don't have many outside commitments or even a small amount of outside commitments in the home that it just gives you that much more time at home and time to sit down and think. Oh, I'm so glad, Jenny. Your granddaughter and you really enjoyed the live session. I'm so glad. Thanks for coming. Awesome. Yes, I hope to see you guys back for doodle time tomorrow. 3 o'clock my time. I don't know what it is your time. If you just type in 3 p.m. Central Time in your Google browser, it will come up with your time zone. Life hack. Oh, yeah, I know. Hey, well, feel free to chat for a little bit as I am looking through for questions. Oh, Susie wants to know if I paint every day. I'm not sure if I paint every day. I at least draw something every day. Probably paint about 3 times a week. And I try to just draw something, even if it's small, even if it's just a little something in my sketchbook. Oh, we didn't get to my sketchbook today. That will have to be tomorrow. Half an hour went so quickly. Do you guys have 45 minutes tomorrow? Because I think we're already running it. Yeah, so this would be 45 minutes. We started a little earlier. I got on here about 10 minutes early. If anyone wants to go for an hour, let me know. I mean, we're all just home. Okay. To observe. Okay, yeah. Clamoring to buy the course now. Thanks, guys. Thank you. You all are just awesome. I see claps. This must have been, yep, that must have been when I announced the course. Okay, Avinanda also says we get impatient to take the time to observe before and after putting the brush on the paper. Then we move from there. Okay. Which is a bit of a struggle. Avinanda, if you're still here, text me later. Or I'm sorry, direct message me later and clarify your question because I'm not sure I understand it completely. Okay. I loved that magnifying glass question about the moss. That was a really good one. So hopefully when I post this video onto YouTube, it won't do what it did with my test runs yesterday that are unlisted. So hopefully it does get posted for a replay indefinitely on YouTube. So I actually don't know if it would post all of the comments though. So I will, pop chat, yeah. Well, this is kind of my first time doing this. So if I missed anyone's question, please use the contact form on my page. I'm an open book. Ask me anything that you need to. Direct message on Instagram is a good way to get a hold of me because I'm usually there once a day, at least. Okay. Oh, no. Yay for sketchbooks. Okay, Rachel's going to be back tomorrow. Brittany's excited about my course. I am too. I'm excited for you to have it. Becca's still painting. Hey, take advantage. Try not to listen to me chatting your ear off right now. Just keep painting. Tell you what, nobody's on their way out the door. Gretchen. And Brandy says, my daughter and I enjoyed it. We will definitely be back tomorrow. 45 minutes or an hour would be fine with us. Okay, well, and perhaps I'll just put up another poll on Instagram later tonight and ask if anyone would want to stay for an hour. I just really want to be respectful of your time and not take up your time. So, but hey, you know what? Painting, it takes some time. It takes some time, especially to get into it. So we can definitely do 1 hour. 45 minutes to an hour would be good. Agree with Gretchen. Hey, thanks for chatting in here. This is super helpful. Okay, yeah, I agree. The 45 minutes did feel short. So I've got kids talking back to me, even though I can't hear it. Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming. You have 2 hours, Samantha. Well, my goodness. I think YouTube might kick me off, though. I don't know how long I have on here. Should have looked that up. I'm just glad it worked because honestly, I posted that I was going to go live on YouTube, and then I did a Google search and said, how do you go live on YouTube? And it said you'd have to have at least 1,000 followers to do it. And I don't. So I was like, shoot, I shouldn't have said that too early. But hi, Yvonne. I'm trying to paint an aloe vera plant. It's a start anyway. Yep. Don't look too close at the spiny pokey parts. Just look at the main shapes. Just look at the main, try to squint if you can as you're looking at it. It'll get you the broader sense of your subject a little bit better. Just surfing YouTube today and stumbled upon your channel. Hi, Jeremy V. Welcome. I teach drawing and painting to homeschool families. So that's what you came in on here. And we're wrapped up for today, but I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time. So whenever that is for you. And I think we're going to do like 45 minutes to an hour tomorrow. So this will be fun. Kids are still painting. Hey, well, whoever is still painting, I can give you 5 more minutes. And then we'll have to wrap up. But you can still paint after you shut this off. Your natives are restless, Danae. I'll be catching the replay in a few hours. Piling them on bikes now. Yes, do. Go out and get out while you can. Get outside while it's still possible. I'll see you guys tomorrow too, if you can make it, or catch me on the replay. Hopefully, fingers crossed that I can do that. How often do I do drawing lessons with my kids? This is a good question. Probably only about 2 times a week. But they all have sketchbooks too, so they're free to draw in their sketchbooks whenever they want, and I keep the palettes readily available. I really stress the importance of them learning how to wash up and clean up by themselves. So when you have a young student, or if you have one that's younger than 5 that's joining in on your times and you still want to give them some paint, I really do take the opportunity to spend a good 10 to 15 minutes, like the first few weeks, getting everybody up to speed on exactly how to care for their brush. Oh, also real quick, since we are on YouTube, if you want to look at a brush care video, I have one on here. It's called Brush Habits and Care, and it's just 3.5 minutes of me showing you what to not do with your brush, what to do with your brush, and then how to clean up afterwards and care for it, let it dry out, that kind of thing. Everybody seems to be good with an hour tomorrow, so let's try for an hour. And I'll check with my people, you check with your people, and we'll hang out. Yeah, thanks for subscribing, Jeremy. I appreciate it. And you have a good day too. Bye, Gretchen. Hey, Jeremy, it's never too late to learn how to paint. You ended up on the music side of things, but love art. I love to make music analogies with painting because I think they're very similar. So what we were doing today was just learning our instrument. So we were just doing scales. We were doing, when you're learning piano, you got to stretch those fingers out and try to get to your octaves or whatever. And learning your guitar positions on your strings. So that's exactly what we do with a brush and with paint. And my buddy John Ruskin says that painting is harder than learning an instrument. So I don't know. Maybe we could argue about that. Happy little clouds like Bob Ross. Yeah, Bob Ross is the best. Can you imagine what he had to store in his memory? Because he was doing, I think, unless I don't know if he was looking off on a photograph or something on the side, but he was painting from his memory. You just joined a little late, Fisher Academy. That's okay, because I'm going to try to get it up on replay, and we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock Central Time. Type in 3 o'clock Central Time into Google. It'll give you what that time zone is for your area, or the time is for your area. And then I think we're going to do like 45 minutes to an hour, if it's okay with my people and my hubby. So solid color canvas. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? Yes, painting by memory. Yep, 2 times a week. Thank you. So fun today. It was just me. The kids wanted to get outside while the sun was out. Carrie, I'm so glad you came. This was really fun. And you got some social time, right? My camera is 3 feet away. So we got to be 3 feet away today. All the way across the country. Okay. Yay! Yvonne says, I'm helping her revive her love of art. She never did much with painting, but you love it. And yeah, I love that it can just be something enjoyable. Try to see it as something enjoyable that you do, and don't have an end goal in your mind, because I think that really is a lot of pressure. And I don't think that painting should be pressure. It should be enjoyable. And the fact that you enjoy it will make you want to get better at it if you do. And that is what will fuel you to learn more and practice more. Okay. Yes. Nice meeting you too, Jeremy. Awesome. Tomorrow and beyond that, I can't tell you when. So stay subscribed, check those bell notifications, and you'll get notified. Okay. Well, everyone, check out my course. I'll put another link for it here. If you're coming in late too, I announced right there, my course is available on my website. Go check it out. 33 videos. I think there's 7 quick skill videos that are really zoomed in, really specific, very clear 1 to 2 minute brush exercises. And then there are 9 brush drawing videos that take you from how to set up your area to you'll be learning how to confidently draw a natural specimen, at least in monochrome, and colors if you want to, because there are mixing and palette tutorials. 1. And then we'll do a little bit of work in charcoal in that course too. So get excited. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, everyone, I'm going to try to get this up on replay, and thank you for coming today. I appreciate you so much. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.